Falcon fans, and of course, good old Atlanta Falcon fans. One time for the fan. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. It's your boy Jack Spade checking in. Episode 195 here on One Time for the Fan. It's a beautiful day to be a Falcon fan, isn't it, T. Will?
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. Well,
T.
that's
Will.
every day, but today especially.
It's a great day, Falcon fans in the chat. Welcome once again. Hashtag one timers, hashtag the fan club, Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast. But tonight is not only about one time for the fan. It's about, of course, the Atlanta Falcons, but it's also about the Atlanta Falcon fans, right? And we got a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan here getting ready to join us in a matter of seconds, which is Jibri Harper.
What up? What up,
Jibri!
fellas? How y'all doing?
With us the other night at the Benz.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
But guess what, T. Will? Guess what, Jabri? That ain't it.
Yeah.
That
But
ain't it.
wait, there's
But
more.
wait, there's more.
There's more.
We got Larry in the building from the Dixon Way.
Larry!
Hey, Larry.
What's going on, man? Salute to all y'all. Appreciate y'all having me on the platform. Let's
It
get it.
is
Hey,
going
Jack.
down in a
Jack.
major way. What's up, T. Will?
It's not your way. It's not my way.
Uh-oh.
Whose way is it?
It's the Dixon Way.
The
It's the
Dixon
Dixon
way.
way. That's right. Let's get it.
Big shout out to Bodie. Big shout out to Chase. They're not here with us tonight.
Bodie,
It's the all-season
what's
Falcon
up, Chase?
fans, so anytime y'all get a chance to get some content from anybody, from a lot of the Rise Up content creators, not only myself, but Larry here, Pound for Pound, A1, Uncle Steve, Berto. There's so many content creators you can go out there and check out. But don't forget about DFU too as well. Like Chase is doing some great things over there at DFU. We want to give him a shout out too as well. And we also have some good news coming up here for One Time for the Fan. So be prepared for that. We probably have a new podcaster getting ready to join us for the all season. So it's gonna be kind of fun here at One Time for the Fan. Jibri,
What
how
up?
you
What
been?
up?
How's everything
Great,
going?
man. Great, bro. How y'all doing?
Everything good. Everything's great. Glad to see you, man. Last time we had you on the channel, it was kind of loud because it was draft night. Everybody was drinking. People were kind of lit, and we do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to chop it up with us at the Benz. But for the fans that wasn't at the Benz, just give us a little bit of the vibe from what you saw, the reaction after the Michael Penix pick. Like just as a fan that wasn't there, help us relive that moment, Jabri.
Oh man, it was crazy out there, man. The atmosphere was lit. I mean, I can't complain, man. Seeing some celebrities out there, some Kirk Cousins, Bijan, seeing a lot of people I knew, what I'm saying, from Facebook and star fans too. And after the pick, it was a little crazy. I just say that much. It was a little crazy
A little bit
up
more
in
than
the
the oohs and
stadium.
ahs coming from the crowd, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was some shocked people, including myself. I can't lie, but it's
Yeah.
all good.
It's always good to have you here on the channel, Jabri. When we did our first podcast for One Time for the Fan, we had our 4-hour podcast and then a 5-hour podcast. Jabri, you was with us for most of that night too as well, talking Falcons. So it's good to see you back here.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
With One Time for the Fan. Larry from the Dixon Way is here, and it's not his first time. Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Make sure y'all head on over to Larry's channel too as well at the Dixon Way, so that way you can go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button too. Larry, how's everything going for you, sir? Think you're muted. Think you're on mute. Think you're muted.
Oh yeah, I'm muted. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Thank you for the nice intro, man. I'm blessed, man. Beautiful wife, excellent son. Hey, life is good.
Life is good, man. Life is great. Larry, I know you got a chance to not only talk about the Falcons with the draft recently on your channel, but you're here on One Time for the Fan. For the fans that do not know, Larry from the Dixon Way. Just give them a little bit about your channel. When do you go live? You also cover not only the Falcons, but you also cover other sports too as well. So for those here in the channel, go ahead, man. Platform is yours. Where can we find you? Just give us a little bit more about the Dixon Way.
Oh, I mean, me and my beautiful wife, we do a reactionary, like play-by-play channel. So if you guys are at home, you watching it on your TV, man, you turn down your TV, you turn up the Dixon Way. And you can find us at _Dixon_way on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Rumble, and X. So and Twitch. So yeah, we're on like 5 different platforms, and yeah, it's right there. So at _Dixon_way. And Rise Up Content Creators, man. We're definitely happy to be a part of that collaboration. Looking to do more things with other Falcon content creators. You know what I'm saying? Something that I think that all our fans will be happy to see. Things like that. So happy you guys have me on there. And yeah, we just did the day game with the Seattle versus the Braves. We won that game, so we try not to get swept. That's the only series we lost this season. So whatever. It's time.
No, we lost, Larry. We lost one to the Mets. We've only lost 2, but we lost one to the Mets.
We still owe a Mets a game though, right? Because it was postponed.
No, exactly. We owe them a game, so it's
That was
technically
4
it's not
games.
lost.
That was a 4-game series, though. We lost 2. Okay.
Yeah, I mean technically we haven't lost it because we haven't played that game. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
The Braves have been playing well this season, though. We should
They
do a good
really
job
have,
covering the Braves over there.
Yeah.
Larry, is this a season that Braves fans can expect not only make the postseason, but is this a championship team you're looking at so far early in the season?
One series at a time.
Okay.
There you go. I like that answer.
Games in a baseball season. You cannot get too high or too low.
Amen.
In a baseball season, like literally, man.
Amen.
You can get concerned, you know what I'm saying, but not worried. You know what I'm saying? You can be concerned about little things and stuff like that, but don't be worried. Don't jump off the bridge or something like that, because this is baseball season, man. This is a definite marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
So, you know what I'm saying, when you're thinking in context of football and every, week is live or die, and we need these changes done. We need this guy to step up. We only got, 16 now 17 of these things to, to show improve. Nah, man. I mean, we already basically done double the Falcon season already in a month play in baseball. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Trust me. And guys, we try to be on as much as we can. So yeah, if you guys check us out, we normally got a game going on at least 6 days a week. So
yeah,
we out there on the grind. That's trying to grow the channel 1 subscriber and 1 follower at a time.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Braves fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button too as well. But you also cover the Hawks too as well. So you get a chance to talk about the Falcons on this level when it comes to football, talk about the Braves on this level when it comes to baseball. But for most Hawks fans in the chat, Larry, I mean, it's been a couple of disappointing years here for the Atlanta Hawks, and for you to take the time out of the year. I mean, the injuries too as well, and there's some things that's happened, of course, with the management and so forth. But Larry, for you to take the time out of your day to talk Hawks, talk Braves, talk Falcons, I mean, it shows that you are a diehard fan of Atlanta sports, but just the dedication that you have for not only your fan base too as well, but of course everybody else who wants to look into a podcast or look into something of that level. I mean, Larry, you're doing a great job over there, you and the wife, man. So big shout out to you. Over there.
Definitely couldn't do it without her. Like all our shorts, our graphics and stuff like that. We bounce ideas off each other and stuff like that. So I'm just the one that talk a lot. That's all.
Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Let's get straight to it. I know they want to talk Falcons football. Kyle Pitts, y'all. Jibri, Terry. Matter of fact, let's go to Terry, man. Oh, Terry, you had a good week. Falcons drafted Michael Penix. They did have a nice draft class, so we're going to talk about that tonight. But before we get to the draft class, we'll go ahead and go round table here. Not Michael Penix. I'm getting ready to talk about Michael Penix. Kyle Pitts. Falcons picking up that 5th-year option. Kyle Pitts is going to be here for a while. Some fans are happy. Some fans are upset about it. Some fans would felt like, Kyle Pitts wasn't used in a way that we should have picked up the option. We should have let him go. Right. And then some fans are like, oh, they're glad to have Kyle Pitts here. Got Kirk Cousins. You have a quarterback who can get him the ball. And then Michael Penix after that too as well. So Kyle Pitts here for the long run or nah? How are we feeling going around the table here? T-Will? Pitts in Atlanta for a good amount of time, brother.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to say, Larry, that was a spot on answer about the Braves, man. It is a marathon, and you cannot get too high or too low. That is and so many people don't realize that. So I'm glad you made that point. It is not a sprint, and great answer. So with that being said, Jack, to your question, I think not. Well, okay. It's a two-pronged answer. Number one, Kyle Pitts really hasn't had a quarterback since Matt Ryan, right? So you or me or anyone holding that against him is kind of like somebody buying a Ferrari having an accident because they don't know how to drive a stick, right? It's still a Ferrari. It's still going to go 0 to 60 in so many seconds. It's going to corner. It is one of the finest automobiles in the world. We now have a quarterback that can get him the ball. In my humble opinion, if he can stay healthy, yes, I think you do make a long-term agreement to him, because this is a quarterback league and there's a lot of passing going on, and Kyle is a weapon. So in my humble opinion, if he can stay healthy, yes, you do sign him. You don't let a weapon like that get away. Jibri, your turn,
Oh
sir.
yeah,
What do you think about it?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, you got to think about the last time he actually had a real quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then on top of that, Matt Ryan was on the tail end of his career. Let's just be real. You know, he was kind of, getting on the tails end of his
It was coming.
career.
Yeah,
So
it was coming to
yeah,
the end.
exactly. That wasn't even Matt Ryan's best work. So
Right.
imagine Pitts with a decent, you know what I'm saying, a quarterback
Mhm.
playing at his peak. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to us keeping him for the long future. You know what I'm saying?
That's good to know. That's good to know for Falcon fans here in the chat. I mean, the Falcons did pick up Kyle Pitts' 5th-year option. Larry, you hear Raheem mention right here in the comments, he's the mayor of Atlanta. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris said in March at the annual league meetings when speaking about Kyle. Larry, your thoughts on Kyle Pitts here for the long haul? It's Pitts season back in Atlanta, Larry.
All right. Cal Pitts, not a pick that I wanted, but he did produce that first season with. I was on the train, getting either Lance or Fields to sit behind Matt, to do it that way. But we have him in his first year with a confident quarterback. He definitely produced and was a Pro Bowl alternate. So I'm looking for more of the same from Kyle Pitts. Hopefully more touchdowns in the red zone. We definitely need that. Definitely a weapon. I don't know if they're going to move him in, keep him inside, if we're going to run him outside. But I'm looking forward. I know one thing, as soon as we sign Kurt, Kyle Pitts is willing to give up his number. He said, man, I don't give a dang all about no number. I just want some catches. You know what I'm saying? I just want some balls thrown my way that are catchable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that enthusiasm, I think Kyle Pitts is definitely gonna, I think he's gonna work out a little bit harder, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows there's gonna be some opportunities for him, not only to increase his value as a player, but just show what he can do. Because you got to think about it, being the highest rated tight end to ever come out of the draft. If someone draft you number 4, tight end. Let's keep it a buck. Tight ends don't get drafted to 21, and that's if you're a beast like Gronkowski or something. So, I know Winslow. Winslow Jr. He got drafted up around 12 or something like that. But yeah, normally tight ends don't get drafted like that. So that's a lot of pressure to put on a young man. But I feel with Kirk Cousins here, he's definitely going to be a weapon that he can utilize, especially bouncing off our run game. So yeah, I'm looking for good things for Kyle Pitts this upcoming season.
Yeah, and Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Larry from the Dixon Way is here talking Falcons football with us. Jibri, the Archangel, is here talking Falcons football with us. Wallace Smith is in the chat. Pamela Johnson, Auntie Pam is in the chat. Travis Preston's in the chat. DSGB Hall, Q Lavender, Deke Ruffin's also here too in the chat. He said exactly. We are going to see the real Kyle Pitts going around the table here for all the Falcon fans in the chat. T. Will.
Yes, sir.
Matt Ryan helped Kyle Pitts his first year here in Atlanta. Pitts having a Pro Bowl season, as you can see in 2021, with 68 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and a touchdown too as well. About 15.1 yards he was averaging too as well on reception. With Kirk Cousins here in Atlanta, T. Will, Larry, Jibri, is it possible that we can get Kurt? It's not Kurt. Is it possible that Kurt can get Kyle back over 1,000 yards receiving for the season?
Definitely. Yeah, without a doubt. If Kirk averages, 4,000, 4,500, yeah, I could see 1,000 of those going to Kyle, maybe 1,000 going to Drake, and you go down the line from there. But I definitely think, he could do that. And I guess that's going to be contingent upon the routes that Kyle is put in, whether they run him out of the slot, whether they run him out wide. It's going to depend on the scheme. But I definitely think Kyle has the talent to do that. First and foremost, he's healthy, right? Mm-hmm. He did what he did last year. Now that we found out, he had some injuries in both legs.
So I think this will be the health and the injuries. Don't want to cut you off there. He did post a picture on Instagram earlier, which was a picture from 2 years ago. But I guess fans must have took it as, are you hurt again? Because we see you with the cast on your leg. So fans are kind of like, what's going on? So he had to go and post a picture after that saying, y'all, this was 2 years ago. Chill out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as you can see, fans follow Kyle. They want to see a healthy Kyle. But yeah, T-Will, you are right about that.
Yeah, so he's healthy now. He's healthy. He has a competent quarterback. You add all of that up, I definitely think it is highly possible, and I would say probable that he will get at least 1,000 yards. Mr. Larry, what are your thoughts?
Over under on 1,000, Larry? It's Kirk Cousins.
He needs to be over 1,000.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he's gonna be with all the weapons we have. I personally think that Drizzy Drake is definitely going to be a Pro Bowler.
Mm-hmm.
With Kirk Cousins. The routes he runs good crisp routes.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see the real Drake, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, Kyle Pitts, our assortment of new wide receivers, and Drake London can get those 8 men out of the box where Bijan can go crazy. So, Kyle Pitts needs to be over 1,000 yards this year. Needs to be. So, I said 1,000.
Jibri, it goes to you too as well. And I do want to ask, going around the table here, I'm going to put up Kirk Cousins stats, as you guys can see over the years. Jibri, the question goes to you about Kyle going over 1,000, but also looking at Kirk Cousins stats here, who's going to lead the team in receiving this year and receiving and touchdowns? Because Kirk gets the ball out now. So somebody's going to eat more than somebody else. So, Jibri, what you got for Kyle Pitts?
I tell you what, I go back to what Larry said about Kyle Pitts being picked at number four. I feel like he feels like he still has a lot to prove, right? So I think he's gonna take it out this year. He's gonna take it out, with some fire. Come with some fire this year because he feel like he still got a lot to prove. People doubting him. He got picked at 4. He hearing the fans. Don't think the players don't be listening to these podcasts. They listen. They follow him.
They got enough time on their hands. They're doing something.
Exactly. When you think they're not listening, but I think he feel like he still got a lot to prove. I mean, it's hard to stop. I mean, you think about how big Kyle Pitts is and how strong, how athletic he is, man. I mean, the boy he's unstoppable, especially with like one corner just covering. So I mean, I think he's gonna have a good season. I think some people kind of overlooking him a little bit, even me, because I'm team light skin. I'm with Drake. I like Drake. But I think Kyle Pitts gonna have I really do think he's gonna have a killer season this year. Real talk.
Guessing you don't listen to Burner Boy. Going to the chat here, A1 Forever. He said, not Archangel on the
What's
panel.
up, Chris?
What up, A1? What's going on, bro?
Big
What's
shout to
going on,
A1
Chris?
Forever on the channel here. Rise Up content creators are in the chat too as well. Tyreek Johnson said, "What's up, fellas? 1,000 yards plus, and 7 to 10 touchdowns for Pitts." Dre the boxer in the chat earlier just said Pitts will have 12 touchdowns. We gotta go
Ooh.
around here to the table. Who's gonna lead the team in touchdown? Is it gonna be Drake? Is Drake eating over 10 this year? Is it gonna be Bijan? Is it gonna be? I mean, we have weapons. Rondell Moore. Kurt's giving you 4,000 to almost 5,000 yards. A healthy Kurt, 30 plus touchdowns. We haven't had it since Matt. Who is eating these touchdowns this year?
I will not be surprised if Kyle Pitts shot some people this year and have at least, he might not have the most yards, but something tell me he gonna have the most touchdowns this year. That's just me. I don't know. Something telling me that. Up in here, right up in here.
Sheesh. Some Bama fans will hit the chat and say Jace might be the undercover player to watch for this year. I mean, you got a guy who's coming off what, 5th round, 6th round type of draft pick. If he can make something of it here on this team, I mean, that is big here in Atlanta because Terry loves to play these draft picks, right? Your 4th round will play, your 5th round will play, your 6th round, all 3 of them guys I expect to play, right, in the later rounds. Terry, Bijan, what you thinking about, man? I know you talk about Ferraris and Mustangs and Maseratis and Lambos. Who's your Lambo on this team this year? Who's Kurt getting the ball to this year? Who is he throwing the keys to?
My only concern with Kyle and Drake is those are your obvious choices and probably the guys you're going to double when it comes to that. So it could be somebody like Mooney that gets the most touchdowns because he could be the least. You can't double everybody, right? If I'm a defender, I'm taking Drake out of the scenario. He's going to be blanketed. Okay. I may blanket. I may or may not blanket Kyle. So that's going to leave Bijan. That's going to leave Mooney. And some formations, Rondell. So it's probably if I had to guess, I would say it's probably going to be Mooney. Maybe Mooney as far as caught touchdowns. I'm not going to put Bijan in that category because he's a running back, but he could be close. But I'd say probably, if I had to guess, I'd say Mooney. Not that Drake or Pitts won't catch touchdowns; they will. But you typically don't throw in a double coverage, right? So I'm going to go Mooney. That's me.
So you playing?
What are your thoughts?
You playing chess, not checkers, like coach, like the coaching staff and the GM, right?
Yeah, gotcha. I'm trying. I'm trying, right? I mean, hey, armchair quarterback here. So
for the Mooney fans in the chat, that's good because you want this guy to play up to the contract. Because some people are like, why did we pay him that much money? Right? Is he going to be the number 2? How is the Falcons going to work this offense out? I mean, as you get Bodie in the chat, Bodie will say Kyle Pitts is your number 2 receiver. I don't care how you look at it. I mean, some fans would believe that targets should be going Kyle Pitts' way a lot more. When they signed Charlie Morton in the offseason, it had me thinking, well, that's a blocking tight end. His system is to block. That's what he does, right? He doesn't care about catching the ball. You're bringing back that 2016 scheme with that Kyle Shanahan type look, that LaFleur type look, where your tight ends are going to be doing a lot of blocking because the run game is going to be going in a major way. But then again, I do see Charlie probably catching a touchdown in this system because remember with Kyle Shanahan, everybody was catching the ball. Right. Somebody's going to be open. You're going to catch the ball. I don't give a damn if it's week 9 and you haven't got a catch. This is going to be your game where you get 3 catches, right? Yeah. So this is going to be an offensive scheme that's just going to be through the roof here. I'm glad we're changing the system to up with Zach Robinson, first-year OC. So Zach's going to want to have a guy, he said elite processor, a guy like Kurt who can get the ball down the field. And we haven't even got to Penix, too, as well, when they start working with Penix. Which we're going to talk about in a minute, too, because I do think Penix does see the field this year, right? There's going to be opportunities where he can get an opportunity to see the field. It might be where Kurt might be out a player or 2, right? And then he has to come in there and help out for that series. Or it could be where, like Philip from DFU said, you're winning 35-10 in the 4th quarter. Why is Kurt in the game anyway, right? Go ahead and put Penix in. But we'll talk about that here in a couple of minutes on One Time for the Fan. But chat is live. Chat is lit. Don't forget, hit that share button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Jibri Harper is here talking Falcons football with us. How you doing, Jibri? Everything good over there?
Oh, yeah, we're good, man. Just chilling, watching football on the screen with y'all. Man, what you talking about?
I
You
already know
talking
what's
about?
going on over there, man. Larry, everything good?
I'm good, man. I'm glad you brought that up.
Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like,
Mm.
share, and subscribe button. Now, let's get to this draft class. I know Falcon
Mhm.
fans are excited to talk about the draft. Of course, from the first round all the way to the end, Falcon fans were in the discords and on social media, the Falcon fan groups, everywhere, podcasts, not only talking about the Penix pick, but there were other picks after the Penix pick, which I know some fans are still shocked about. But going around the table here, Terry, we did talk about it the other night. Jibri, you was at the Bend, so you heard the reaction that first night, and I'm sure wherever you watched the draft from after that, you got a chance to take some time to get your thoughts together before joining the podcast. So, Larry, this goes to you. What are your thoughts on the draft class? And just give us who do you think is going to be your standout player this year? Larry's there? I think Larry's muted.
Good question.
I think Larry's muted. We'll give him 2 seconds. He might be muted still. All right, we'll go around to you. Jabri,
Mhm.
you saw the draft, man.
Yes, sir.
Who do you think could be your standout player this year with the Atlanta Falcons? And what are your thoughts on the draft class?
Well, besides Penix, uh, I'll say Trice, man. Something tell me I like Trice. I like the kid Trice. Want to see him on the field, man, doing his thing, man. From Washington, that's Penix boy. Want to see him come out, show out. I heard a lot of good things about him, seen some video footage on the boy, man. He looks good, man. I'm down. I'm feeling Trice right now the most, personally. Me personally.
So we're feeling nice with Trice. T Will, going around the table here to you. Your thoughts quickly on the draft class and of course, your standout player.
Wow. That's a good question, right? That's a good question. I like the draft, right? It's all going to come down to execution
Mm-hmm.
and implementation and how we are going to use these players and how we are going to develop these players and how we will scheme for them, right? So obviously, I like Penix. That's your quarterback of the future. Seems to have a very accurate arm, seems to know where to go with it, seems to have touch. Still is going to need development at this level. I like the pick. I pretty much like all of them. There's not one that I'm concerned about. There are a few that I wonder how we're going to utilize them. So, in my humble opinion, if you want to use Rook inside, I feel like he may need to gain about 10 pounds. He's pushing 293. He definitely has quickness, definitely can get off the ball. May need some development as far as taking on double teams, but a lot of that is, I just think he's strong, but I think he needs to put on about 10 pounds of muscle. That's me. I don't know how they plan to use him. If you plan to use him, not battling the nose guard and you're going to put him on tackles, that may be a little different. But if you're going to put him in the middle, you're going to need a little bulk. Braylon Trice, I like him, quick. To me, I'd use him on the edge because he seems better suited for that, and that's what he is, an edge. Brandon Dorius, I like him. It's got a little size to him, got a little quickness to him.
His
I
tape
like
is
him.
just ridiculous.
It
Watching
is.
some of his
It
highlights.
really is.
Oh
and his get off is really good.
That's
JT
another guy.
Bertrand, from what I'm told, has a high IQ, high football IQ. I think he was mentored by I think he was mentored by Laurinaitis. Used to play for the Rams, I believe. So, Jason McClellan, I really like him. I like him as a third down back. Seems to be a hybrid or a mixture of a big brawler and a scat back. So I call him a scholar.
Shit.
And then Zion. Oh my God, Zion Logue, just a big fella, clog up the middle. It just depends, So it's going to depend on how they utilize them, right? I put it to you this way: you may have a certain screwdriver that sits in your toolbox that you only use for those scenarios, and you bring it out you may have a ratchet that you're working on your car on that has to get around this piece and that piece, and you only bring it out for that. I could see maybe a couple of our players being used in those scenarios right now. So I don't particularly have a favorite or one that's going to pop out because I just don't know how they're going to implement them and how they're going to scheme for them. But to put it bluntly, I'm very curious and excited to see how they're going to do it. So yeah, that's the best I can give you. I don't know which one is going to be my favorite because I don't know how they're going to implement them, but I'm looking forward to it. Larry, what say you, sir? What say you?
Man, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We got Larry from the Dixon Way talking Falcons football with us. Please head over to Larry's channel, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. You know he goes live all the time. Larry, thoughts on the draft class, my brother, and what pick will you say is your standout? What pick would you say is going to make a major impact for you this season?
Okay, coming into the draft, I was thinking that we needed at least 4 players to hit in this draft that could make an immediate contribution on this team.
Mm-hmm.
I like a row. I like row.
Row your boat.
Row your boat. Yep.
We'll call him Root.
Look, I like our picks. Did it match up with my board? No. Do I care? No. If we're drafting with conviction that we want these players and that fit our system, then it's up to the coaches to coach them up. Your board is not going to look like their board, obviously, because you guys were at the Benz, right?
Mm-hmm. We was here live on the channel. Jibri, you was at the Benz.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the.
Hold on, son. Here's the thing. Well, I just watched Big Low's. Shout out to Big Low. I just watched Big Low's video when he was explaining his reaction to the draft, and it was kind of my reaction too. You know, it caused by surprise because Michael Penix, it was so hidden that Michael Penix wasn't even on that board that you got to go up there and predict your, you know what I'm saying, which one you can predict. He wasn't even on that board. So I like everything we did, regardless on if it was a part of my little mock draft or whatever. I think the biggest impact is probably Braylon Trice on the team.
That's my guy.
I think he's going to be the guy that could possibly be on the edge, fight Ezekedi or Harrison to be out on the edge on the other side. I'm wondering about, like, everybody from the 5th round on, I just look at as special teams. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Look at all those guys as special teams.
Yeah.
Maybe Zion Luge come in and be a rotational guy in the middle, but we're so deep at D tackle.
He has to beat somebody out.
Yeah, like we literally, I mean, we got a Rook. You got Rook right there, and then we got Dorless. And I really like Dorless out of Oregon also.
Oregon, yeah. Three-time all-pro, all-time Pac-10, Pac-12 player.
Yeah, so when I look at it, like, I feel like Brandon Trice might be the most impactful just because he may get thrust into that outside job. If he proves that he could handle the scheme and get the playbook fine. But like JD, okay, mentored, but we still got to find out what Trent's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So again, guys like that, man, if they make it be special teams, you know what I'm saying, be on the practice squad, whatever, you know what I'm saying. I'll just look at the first our top 4 picks. I mean, fourth round. 5th round and on, I just feel like that, you know, those are just picks that we just saw and said, okay, this could be good for special teams and stuff like that. But yeah.
Taekwon Graham, Lakel London, Zion, Katarius Street, Eddie Goldman still as well. That's a deep little room right there, Larry.
Yeah, I mean,
if Eddie comes around.
Yeah, like I don't know how the running back is gonna get any burn, to be honest, when I know you guys like him out of Alabama, and that's fine and dandy, but we couldn't even get CP touches last year. Now, maybe that was a product of our so-called genius, the Jizza, Arthur Smith is a dude. Shout out
Not the
to
Jizza, not the RZA and the
It's
Jizza.
Jizza. Hey,
He was the
Larry,
Inspector guy, the
Larry,
Inspector
that,
Deck, the U God. He was the whole Wu-Tang, wasn't he?
Larry, Larry, that deserves a soundboard, sir. That that
Oh,
that
yeah,
that deserves.
that's why Lil Jon came in.
There you go. There you go. I didn't hear him. I didn't hear him. Okay.
Jizza knew so much that he didn't want Justin Fields to back up Matt.
Yeah.
So I think Terry's trying to rectify that. And then there was another report that someone showed me, I saw on Twitter, and it was like Terry Fontenot was there in New Orleans, and they had a chance to get Patrick Mahomes, but Kansas City came up and jumped them and got the 10. They were going to pick him at 11 to be the succession plan to Drew Brees. Okay, thank the Matrix. Thank the Matrix. We would have been around like this. What? We got Patrick Mahomes in this division.
Oh my God!
Thank you,
man.
City.
God is good
for jumping up and drafting that dude.
You also hear the Saints was trying to get involved in moving up for Penix too as well.
Yeah, so I feel like while we got Kirk Cousins to make sure that we could try to win this division next year, I don't think when we go back and look at his drafting history, we all heard the rumors about Arthur Smith not liking Fields after the combine, like he was a bad interview or something like that. So he just basically took him off the board. So he was all right. Well, as Terry always say, best player available. He thought Kyle Pitts was the best player available. After that, he said, but I feel like he wanted to do what he's doing now with Matt. You know, and it's kind of like revisionist history. But hey, he don't want to go back and say I missed out on Patrick Mahomes. We know how Justin Fields worked out right now, but the Bears has never been able to develop a quarterback. They never had a 4,000-yard passer in their history.
Yeah, Bears are just like the Browns with fans putting tapes on the back of their jersey for different players with the same number. I mean, they've been through that shit for years.
Yeah, that's even with Cutler. So when you really think about it, good luck to the kid Caleb Williams. They done did everything. I kind of feel bad for Justin because look at all the assets they just thrown at.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
And they really didn't help Justin out there, man.
Exactly. I've been saying this.
They finally got him a number one receiver in DJ Moore, and you saw the improvement in that. So
I've been saying this.
But
same thing.
Working with Arthur Smith now, he got to deal with it because, But anyway, I think that Terry was like, okay, I don't think it was a grand master plan because we just picked up a quarterback out of what's that? Illinois?
Yeah. I think we picked up 2, Larry.
Yeah,
I think we picked up 2.
And we restructured Taylor Heineke's contract. So again, guys, my whole thing about I feel like once we went to Seattle and got that workout, that sealed it. And they were like, they saw the film, they saw it, they looked at the film, but once, I don't know who was looking at him at the combine, and some would say, hey, why weren't we more diligent during the combine? This, that, and the third. Maybe we saved $6.9 million. And we talked about that after the draft. It was like, hey, we could save $6.95 million if we cut Heineke before the roster bonus. But we didn't do that. We restructured. We saved about $2 million or something like that to restructure, $2 or $3 million. So I'm not mad at once I look at the whole survey, and we did well in the second, third, fourth round, you know what I'm saying? Get people that can help the defensive line. This is the thing I really push back on. When you see national media saying we didn't address our pass rush, you didn't look at the rest of our draft. You just concentrated on the first pick. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even agree with Dan Orlovsky, but he said something profound to Johnson.
He did.
It made him be like, he couldn't even come back on it because he one of the main people in the media that's like, I still don't believe what they did. You know what I'm saying? Just like, guys, and he said it. He said, guys, if they got Dallas Turner, do you think that makes the Falcons
Super Bowl team,
a Super Bowl team?
right?
Are they favorites against San Francisco? No. Are they favorites against Detroit? No.
There you go.
Now, do I believe that? No, but this is what the national media is saying. So if they're going to say that if you don't believe that the Falcons can beat either Green Bay, Detroit, or San Francisco, then what are we talking about? You say, yeah, I think they can beat the Cowboys. So that's the low-hanging fruit. That's where we're supposed to be. Like, we host a playoff game. The Philadelphia Eagles win their division. Cowboys be runner-up or whatever. They come here, we whoop them. That's it. That's the ceiling that they were giving us with Kirk Cousins as is. Okay, or even if we got a Dallas Turner or a Jared Verse or a Latu, they didn't see us advancing to the NFC Championship game. Okay, so if you're gonna say that, he was just like, okay, if you don't think that one of those top three guys would change the ultimate fortunes of the Falcons, then what are we arguing about?
100%.
He's like, because if you look at the rest of their draft, even if you don't agree with what defensive players they got the players, the defensive coach basically handpicked the guys that he wanted to fit his system. There you go. And Lake and Gray's system. You know what I'm saying? So they handpicked the guys that they wanted. Who am I going to say, hey, maybe he wanted to do that with Matt Ryan. He just wasn't given the opportunity with Arthur Smith. So I'm kind of feeling that way now. Like, he didn't get to do it, and especially when I found out about him wanting to do a succession plan way in advance for Drew Brees. So when you look at it like that, I think Terry in the back of his mind always thought, if we don't even mention anything, and the only thing I really got, is like, why re-sign Heineke if that was your master plan? That's why I don't think it's a master plan. I just think it unfolded like that. And once everybody went out to Seattle, Coach Ross saw him up close that time. Arthur Blank was probably out there. Everybody was like, you know what? This is it.
The report was everybody flew out there for Michael Penix.
Yeah, so if they did that, and only in 45 minutes, it was like, this is it, period, point blank. We're changing up our whole, draft board, to the point that you guys had the old draft board at the stadium. Who do you want to pick? You know what I'm saying, on the draft board? Who do you think we're going to get? So that's the old draft board. His name wasn't on it. That's why they put it up there. They wanted this to be a secret. It was like, all right, we done made this change. We're going to have to smooth it over with Kirk. He's a professional. We think he'll handle it,
Which there's rumors that they pulled Kirk 5 minutes before the pick was made. He was taking pictures down there at the bench.
That's probably what happened, because he wouldn't have been there taking pictures. That's kind of embarrassing, So I don't think he's out there kissing babies and shaking hands if he knew prior to the draft that they were going to draft a quarterback, But again, I do think it was unprofessional that the agent came out.
Moments after.
I do. But everybody in NFL was going to call him. They're going to try to get the scoop. What's happened? Did Kirk know? Can we interview you guys? Blah, blah, blah. But, that's the only thing I really, push back on. Is just like, if you guys look at the rest of our draft, we had a pretty good draft, man. Like, I would say, yes, it's all – I heard somebody say, well, it's all based on, well, you could have picked this player instead of this defensive player. Okay, that's fine. That's a preference thing. That's – your mock draft didn't match up with them, so something's wrong. But
everybody's mock draft here at the table is different. Everybody's.
Mine didn't either. Yeah. So guess what? When you really look at it, I was highly upset, man. I sat back in this thing. I was like,
some of the players from your board is not being.
I couldn't even say anything. I literally couldn't say anything. I was like, people, my mind. He's a Green Bay Packer fan. He was like, yo, man, y'all go draft a quarterback. Just playing. because we drafted offensive skill players for the last 3 years. So he's like, y'all gonna finish it off. You got tight end, wide receiver, running back. All you missing is a quarterback. I was like, whatever, man. We're not gonna do that. I'm not even playing with you. God, I was just like, oh my God, I gotta hear this. But when I sat back, I had a headache for the rest of the night. Woke up with a headache. Then I thought about it. And when we came on for the day 2, I was like, look, I'm gonna reserve my opinion till I see the rest of this draft. Because we still have to address pass rush. We got a lot more draft to go, you know what I'm saying? So sitting up here and giving us an F, you know what I'm saying, on day 1, but obviously, you know, they still feel like they can win with Kirk. In the interview, they say, hey, we feel like we can win with Kirk, and we also feel like we want to get someone for the future. So we're going to see. I mean, just like anything, man, players that you draft are going to be tied to other players. So Dallas Turner is going to be tied to Penix, just like Verge, just like Latu. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It's not fair, but that's what people do. And especially these media types that disagree with the pick. They keep doing it with Trey and Luka. You know what I'm saying? So just get used to it. You know, so everybody who love the pick, just get used to it, because they're gonna put us under the microscope and be like, every time we don't get a sack or whatever, they're gonna be like, could have used a Dallas. Just get used to it. Guess what? What I will say about Terry is, Terry don't have an extension, as far as I know. Right? Guys?
I don't. It's just a regular basic contract that he has right now.
Yeah, so
this
it
could
was
be
4
like
years. So this is the 4th year, right?
Yeah.
I think wait, did he get an extension?
I don't think he got an extension, no. But I think it's gonna happen this year, somewhere along the middle of the season, if they
exactly
get on the
it
right
can
track.
happen. But in my opinion, this was guess what? You know, we hear the people, we hear everything. We hear about Rich McKay. Guess what? Rich McKay is going to go back to the Arthur Blank Foundation. He's going to be basically heading
away from football operations. Yeah. We're listening to.
I really don't believe that, but again, the optics say that Terry is cooking. We're going to let Terry cook. That has been the modus operandi right now. Is let Terry cook. All right. He went and got a coach that he wanted to work with. They had a good relationship. He got the coach that he wanted. He got the pick that he wanted. He got to convince his head coach that this is the best. Because to be honest, this is a great pick for Coach Rock. You want to be honest. But for a GM who does not have a secure extension on his job, to take a risk like that shows you have super confidence and conviction in that pick in Michael Penix. Okay? Because the easy, safe thing would have been, let me go draft. The easiest safe thing would have been, let me go get Roma Duzzi. Because he's going to help Kirk Cousins. And nobody would have blinked an eye. Even though you needed defense, if you would have got some that directly helped Kirk Cousins to try to get him a Justin Jefferson type talent, then no one would bat an eye. It wouldn't have been as bad on the national media. You know what I'm saying? But when you had this plan after you saw the young man throw that ball and sling that thing around, things like he got an arm, he got a golden arm, things we never heard about Ritter, saying, yo, this guy throws it like Matt Stafford. You know what I'm saying?
Similar characteristics to Kirk Cousins.
They talk about intangibles. They talk about how this kid threw it in 50-degree weather with the wind blowing like it was inside.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you hear things like that, you're just like, oh, no, they couldn't pass on. They couldn't. I mean, and I will say that as a GM on his last year contractually with the Falcons, that is a ballsy move. You know what I'm saying? So I can respect that, because he said, I'm going to put my career on the line, because the media will never let you forget that if you blow that pick. So
Larry,
my career on the line, and I'm going to show you guys that I'm right. Yeah, go ahead, Will.
That is truly amazing. Larry G.
Question for you, Larry. You brought up some great topics, but my one question to you is the coverage, the constant. I don't want to say berating, but the constant barrage of questions in regards to Michael Penix and or Kirk Cousins and why they were why it was drafted and all of this. My question to you is, do you think that is authentic concern, or is this just filler content because we're in the off season? And the reason I ask you that is because today is Wednesday and I'm still seeing it on First Take. I'm still seeing it on Sports Center. And my concern, it's not Larry, it's not Jibri, it's not Jack from State Farm. Every person on this panel obviously has a sound mind. And I would say you're leaders and not followers. But to the fickle fans out there, being led to the trough of media to draw from it and suck on the remains and barren bones of just garbage of last week's news. My concern is by the time we get to September, you've built up so much negativity about this pick, about this direction, that, you know, they can't even see the positive in it. And I'm going somewhere. But my question to you being in this industry, right? And again, I'm not attacking them. I understand they have bosses. I understand at the end of the day, the point of a show is to get people to watch.
Yes.
But
yes.
do you think their concern is legitimate, or is this just fodder until they get the next story? And I'd like to ask that to the panel, but I'm going to go to our illustrious guest, Larry, first. Larry, go right ahead, sir. What are your thoughts?
I ain't illustrious, but I appreciate it. I don't know about that. I think Lil John would disagree with that. But what I'll say is that, first of all, everybody who's not an Atlanta fan likes saying 28-3.
Yeah.
So as an ingrown, we want to, you know what I'm saying, snap on Atlanta Falcon fans.
Yes.
So this is just something new they can do. But outside of that, I generally think that the football world was perplexed on what we did. I think a lot of people felt like this is not how you build a team. Like it seems whimsical to the outside world. But when you're not a Falcon fan, when you haven't had to deal with Desmond Ridder and Marcus, you know what I'm saying?
Not the beige bandit.
He said Ridder. But Larry,
rid of.
Larry, question, right? And I hear you. I understand it doesn't fit the narrative. But Larry, it's Wednesday. The draft was Thursday last week. They're still talking about it. There have been explanations.
They were talking about it on NFL Network, as you was just
right. They're still talking about it, right?
Yep, I'm watching too.
Right. So my point is, you're not shocked. You've heard the explanation. Agree with it or not, but you still talking about it is an agenda, and you're just basically trying to play. You're picking on the little guy. To your point, it's 28-3 all over again. Guys, move on. We've given you the explanation. Agree or not, it's fine. Here's the thing. This has been done before. This was done with Montana and Steve Young. This was done with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. This was done with Alex, whatever his name, and Pat Mahomes. This was done with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. And in all scenarios, it was successful. So it's not like we're trying to recreate the wheel, or we are doing something that hasn't been done. And that's where I'm going. Like, I could see you running it all last week. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. There's nothing genuine about that. You're trying to drum up ratings. That's it. You don't care about the Falcons. And that's
I don't think they care about the Falcons, but I think they vehemently disagree with Terry's output on building a team. And the reason why I see both sides because I have a mod that's not a Falcon fan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when he observes the Falcons, he's seeing it from an outside eye, not a fan eye. You know what I'm saying? So initially, what he said was, "How could y'all draft a quarterback?" But once he saw the whole draft, it's like I looked at y'all entire draft. It's like y'all had a good draft.
Correct.
So
Correct.
So when I look at it, guys, and I don't look at it. See, I don't like the comparison with Joe Montana and Young and Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. These are all teams that were perennial playoff teams that picked off somebody's young quarterback or drafted a quarterback. Like Steve Young was with Tampa Bay. So that's literally a free agent. So that's nothing like it. Okay. We literally can't do Joe Montana.
True. That's true.
That's a free agent who's on a horrible team.
Some would say Smith and Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. Even Smith and Pat Mahomes. That team did make it to the playoffs the previous year. But but yeah, and you got a Hall of Fame head coach and not a coach that's going on his second turnaround.
Yes.
So and then Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, they were winning. You know what I'm saying? And then they were winning when they got Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers said a long time, 4 or 5 years?
4 or 5 years.
He jumped in and started winning too.
But that's what I'm saying, because Brett Favre was in the middle of his prime. He wasn't done. So, but Green Bay will do that because that's Green Bay. They have a championship pedigree and they've been winning. You know what I'm saying? Like the common denominator when you do something like that, what I've heard from them is saying all those teams were winning. You know what I'm saying? So when they pick someone like that, they don't necessarily have a glaring need for a team because they are a playoff contender right now. So when you're a playoff contender right now, you can pick a quarterback and let him sit because it's not hurting you because you didn't need it. You didn't have any glaring needs. And when you don't have glaring needs, that's the fundamental. That's the one thing that I'll say, okay, I see why they're still banging that drum. But again, it's Wednesday now. You know what I'm saying? It's Wednesday now. We done explain. Look, I said what I said. Basically, that's what Terry said.
Yes.
I said what I said.
Yes.
I said that Kirk Cousins is our quarterback now. With the weapons we have, the team that we're building,
for the future.
And we got our QB for the future.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much said, without saying it, that's gone now. Costs us not even trying to get Fields because he like Lance more than Fields. So that Mickey dude down there, that's the Steelers offensive coordinator, said you can pick anybody else, but don't pick Fields.
Right.
Okay. So again, we had to start the process that he initially wanted to do over.
Some would say, Larry, don't want to cut you off here, but some would say the way that Arthur Smith was setting up the team, that if he was here, he probably would have selected a quarterback this draft. Saw some comments about that too as well.
He would have had to, but again, he's fired because Arthur Blank asked, who glorious ideal was to come into the season with Desmond Ridder. Rid of as our starting quarterback.
And they went to Arthur Blank with that and said, you know what, this is going to be our guy.
And Terry went like this. Now, he wasn't saying I knew D lineman, Ruka Roro, but he was like,
sheesh.
That's Arthur.
Raggy.
Like, share, subscribe button. Larry, from what you just said a couple of minutes ago about how the media looks at us only going up against maybe Dallas. I mean, go back to Kirk Cousins, Terry, when we talked about Kurt at the Masters, when he was hanging with Kittle, talking about he has to get his team prepared to beat a team like San Fran.
Yes.
So for the outside media mentioning, oh, yeah, they'll probably get to the first round and play the Cowboys, and then that's it. That's their ceiling. No, Kirk Cousins is thinking like, bro, we got to be better to beat the 49ers. That's the team that keeps making it to the NFC Championship game. That's the team that keeps trying to make it to the Super Bowl. So I don't hang my hat on just the Cowboys. Now you got to throw the Lions in the mix too. Some might even throw the Packers in the mix too. That they might even be that team in the playoffs this year that you might have to face. Every year is different. But the 49ers, for Kirk to mention them back at the Masters, he wants his team to be just as good as that, because even though they haven't won the Super Bowl the past couple of years, they have been pretty damn good to make it to the playoffs and know at week 13, 14, 15 that they're going to the playoffs. Yes. And then for them to make it to the NFC Championship game, just like how Kansas City's doing on the other side, even if you beat San Fran, you have to be good enough to go beat KC if they're there, because KC is a pretty damn good team too as well. So for Kirk to have those high hopes of having a team as good as as good as San Francisco back at the Masters, but you heard what Larry just said about some of the outside of Atlanta media mentioning they're probably not even going to be as good to get past the Cowboys. Like, there's two different ways that players are looking at this and media is looking at this. The media doesn't play the game. Kurt's playing the game at 36 saying this team is going to be just as good as the 49ers. We can get there. We can do that. And you hear the energy from Raheem about communication and outrun the South. It sounds like everybody's on the same page here, Jibri. I'm just going to put it out there. It sounds like not the brotherhood type of mentality, but everybody's on the same page to where I feel good as a fan to know that you're probably going to get more than 10 wins this year, right? And it's possible that it can very much so happen. But also, Falcon fans, don't forget, you're hearing it from the Jets. Some of y'all saw the video. The Falcons tried to trade back up, right? It wasn't just Penix. They did try to trade back up, and you heard it from the Jets GM saying right there on the call, like the Falcons are trying to get sneaky right now. They're trying to go ahead and make a move now on not only for their future with the quarterback, but get back up to get maybe Latu or move back up to get another player. So now as we hear it days after that the Falcons did try to move back up, but they didn't want to do it. They attacked the defensive line very well on day 2 and even day 3. But I saw a report the other day that the Falcons have improved their defensive line, that they're one of the most improved defensive line teams in the league right now. So to add a bunch of rookies who, don't forget about in 2016, we had some rookies that were in place that help us get to the Super Bowl too as well. We had some really good talent on that roster. And Raheem was there too as well. Grady Jarrett was there too as well. Jake Matthews was on that roster too as well. So it's cool that they're still here to help get us over the hump. Big Low Country Sports is in the chat. You know, Larry, he went viral. He went viral, man.
I saw it.
Viral. I had to talk to the secretary. I called Country the other day. I was like, "Who is this?" They're like, "Would you like to speak to Country?" I said, "Yeah, this is Jack Smith. This is his homeboy. Can I speak to Country?" They said, "Hold on a second, please." They put me on hold. Had waiting music and shit. I said, "Waiting music? What is going on here?"
You got the elevator music?
I'm sitting there on the call like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. I'm like, bro, I'm about to text him in a minute. Like, bro, what is going on here? Then he answers the phone. Yeah, this is this Country. This Country? Of course it's Country. I called you. What's going on?
What in the world, Bo?
Hold on. Let me let my secretary know it's all right. They ain't got to screen the call. They said screen the call. What? Big Little Country Sports. Ryan Garcia tested positive for PED day before upset win over Devin Haney. That's even worse. Damn Haney, you just getting this boy went crazy on you. Sheesh. Larry, you don't do boxing on your channel, do you?
No. Actually, we are gonna do the exhibition. I think my wife wanted to do the exhibition with Tyson and Logan Paul to see him get beat up. So, okay.
Big Little Country's in the chat. I literally took a picture and made a video with Kirk before they took him to the back. Yep. Go ahead, T-Will.
Yeah, you can have him out there.
Larry, I have 2 questions for you, and they're for 2 different sports. So, because you're master of all trades. So, as far as the Braves are concerned, we do have a bit of an older rotation. We're doing great now, but as you stated earlier, it's 162 games. I like it. I like it, brother. I like it. Hey, shit. Do you think that we need to acquire a starter at the trade deadline to help us get through the season, or are we okay going down on the farm and working with AJ Smith-Shawver, Halston Waldrop, or whatever his name is? Do you think we have the tools that we need on the farm, Or do we need to go out and get a starter? Because like I said, Morton's a little older. Sale, is healthy this year, coming back from an injury. And Lopez, what's his name? Ronaldo, what's his last? Is it Lopez?
Ronaldo Lopez. Yes.
He's a first-year starter. So at some point during the season, you are probably going to reduce his innings because he's coming from being a reliever last year to a starter this year. Do you think we need to go out and acquire a starter at the trade deadline, or do you think we have what we need down on the farm? What are your thoughts?
I'll be going through the comments anytime.
You're asking me a very interesting question. So I have to get into Alex Anthopoulos' subconscious. All right, my name is Alex Anthopoulos. And
he took the
I
call.
don't know if you know, but I got a salary cap, bro. I mean, I got to make these moves. I just signed all these guys to super long team-friendly deals. I ain't even signed Max Fried yet. You asked me if I'm going to get another arm? Oh, I got stockholders. The answer to, man. I got a salary cap, and I'm in a salary cap list game.
Self-imposed. Oh, the high tax threshold, the penalty. Yeah, so, we are.
To be honest, man, Alex is doing about what he can. Yes, I would love for him to go get the checkbook out and go spend, but it's not going to happen.
Okay.
What we're going to do is what Alex MO normally is scouring the lower ranked teams and trying to pilfer their talent. We did it with Matt Olson.
Mm-hmm.
We did it with Sean Murphy. We did it with Jared Kelnick this season with Seattle, who would love to have him now since he's batting over 300, and their entire team, their best player is Julio Rodriguez, and he's batting 156 on the season. So yeah, but they got great pitching, so that's how they beat us 2 out of 3 games with timely hits. Because everybody, you look up and down that lineup, 220, 250, 160, 180, 190, 220. Yeah, that's their batting averages, man. Yeah. So you got Julio Rodriguez trying to be a Diet Cola version of Ronald Acuna Jr. hitting at the top of the lineup. So they're trying to do that with him, also. But he didn't do that last year, but this year they're trying to do that with him. Because he has speed on the base paths, and they're trying to get their offense to go. So they're just trying to figure out what they can do. But yeah, Alex is basically going to work out somebody coming out of our farm, guys. That's what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Alex is not going to be forced to go get anyone. We'll try to pilfer one of these teams and try to get one of their players. But they got to fit the mold. They have to fit the mold. They got to be a certain age. So when you extend and take a very team-friendly deal, that's how Alex deals with. Also, if there's certain agents that those players are, we are not getting. We won't.
That's true. Good point.
We don't deal with Scott Boras. We don't.
No, we don't. No, we do not.
So,
and that's a good thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you really look at it, he's doing about the best he can. We got a lot of guys in our farm system, but we cannot pillage it to the point that we don't have any more farm systems. The farm system is going to keep you up. The farm system built this team, pretty much. Riley, Money Mike, Ozzie,
Acuna.
Yeah, I mean everybody, man. So you just got to think about it. The core of this team is our basically farm system. Even Strider, who's supposed to be a reliever at first, but he did so well as a starter, we converted him. That's why I like Lopez in the spot. I just wish we had Strider to come off of that because Strider, Chris Sales pitched well. He won today, so he's 3-0. Yeah, man, I feel good about the team. I just think that we have the pitching if guys, right now the pitching been carrying us. Our bats went cold.
It has. Yes, it has.
That's what I'm worried about. My 1, 3,
Yeah.
and 4 hitters are batting like they're the 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
They are. They really are.
The back end of our lineup has
Yep.
been excellent, and poor Money Mike can't stay in one position. They just moving him around.
Yeah, they do.
Years. And good thing is he's still batting 320, even though he's moving all over the place. So yeah, I think the Braves are in a good situation, and it's ebbs and flows. Pitching is doing well now. Bats are a little cold. They're going to warm up, and once this team we're the best team in baseball, and we're struggling. So I'm not worried a bit.
Good
the
point.
pitchers that come around, and hey, Bryce Elder had 2 good games in a row. So
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Let's go, man. We'll
Yes,
fill
he
it
did.
out. I mean, the main thing is when we get to the playoffs, can these guys be healthy, and we'll sit them and rest them and cool down the bats. But that's another show. But yeah, pitching wise, I think we'll be okay. Somebody got to step up, playing stuff. We ain't going out and getting nobody.
Last question. Last question. And I'll throw it out to the panel. Who would you guys love to open up against on the schedule? Like looking at everybody we play. I don't know if you have the list, but who would you guys like to open up against? Me personally, I said Steelers because I'm all about the revenge tour. I'm Petty Eddie, Petty Freddie, Petty Teddy, whatever you want to call it. I'm about it. So let's open up with those Steelers, and yeah, man, let's show them. Welcome to the ATL, and yeah, let's put the smackdown on them. Those are my thoughts. Jack, I'm gonna open up with you, sir. You know what? No, I'm gonna open up with Jibri. Jibri, what are your thoughts on that? Who'd you like to open up with?
I mean, it gets no better than Falcons Saints, man. I mean, what's better than that? What's better than that? Your rivals opening up against your rivals.
Crips and blood.
You know how deep. Yeah, you know how deep that rivalry is. I mean, the fans fighting in the stands. It gets no better than that, man. I mean, I say the Saints, the Aints. I'm sorry, the Aints. They don't deserve that.
That's right. Give them their appropriate name. There you go. I love it. Jack from State Farm. What say you, sir? What say you?
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Everybody in the chat. We're big fans of Trice and the Falcons defensive line that they gets added. We're big fans of Roro. We're big fans of Zion. Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? So if you heard anything tonight that made it seem like we're not fans of them, they are plug and play guys. They're going to be on that field week 1. A couple of those guys, and then we have a couple more players that are going to develop down the line. But I do see those guys on the field. For the schedule upcoming, man, you have so much to look at. Kirk Cousins going back to Minnesota this year. That's going to be big too as well.
Revenge tour.
The revenge tour is out. It's nothing like the Rise Up tour, though. I can tell you that. Rise Up tour fan club is going crazy.
That's true. Because you got the guy with 80 on the run, man. You can't miss. Go ahead.
You have me. If I'm going to open up the season, I mean, some would say get the tough games out the way. I want to see somebody get slapped week 1. Like this team is ready to do some slapping, right? So I want to give us the Panthers week 1 in Carolina. Right? Give us the Panthers week 1 in Carolina.
Easy
followed
win.
by the Giants at home week 2. Right, and then give us the Commanders on the road week 3. 3-0 off bat, but give us the Panthers first. Falcon fans in the chat, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Who do you want to see the Falcons open up the season against? I would love to see the Panthers. Jibri, you're saying that as Scott Karisic would say, the Satans. You want to see the Falcons play them. Larry, who do you want to see the Falcons open up the season against?
Do I want to beat Arthur Smith?
Got so many
Finish
games.
him. Finish him, Larry. Finish him.
Don't want to beat them stinking but ants.
Finish him.
Zeke said Giants at home. Larry, I mean, you're talking about you can make
Arthur
a rival
Smith.
game out of that Steelers game too as well. I mean, you have
Arthur
Russell
Smith.
Wilson, Sierra, Future, Justin Fields, the Falcon Fields fans, Arthur Smith back in the Benz. I mean,
Is that
Raheem
gonna
is
be
good
here?
friends with Mike. Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
think it
here.
is going to be here. I think it
Yeah.
is going to be here. Yeah.
Falcon
It
Steelers.
is.
Oh,
at the
it
Benz.
needs to be Pittsburgh. And
Stop.
every break, you know what I want to hear? I got the keys. I got the keys. I got the keys. Hey, I need to see nothing but future playlists.
Is
in that
Big
game.
Tigger going to be that petty though? Because they're good
Yes.
friends with Sierra. He's
Yeah.
really good friends with Sierra. So I'm sure he's going to be
man.
super petty.
Oh,
But
wow.
that's a regular season game. But I can see Falcon fans getting petty with that situation, right? Like fans been doing that for years now, right? So I mean, for Falcon fans here in the
I don't
chat,
think they're gonna put Gucci socks on, but do it.
Do it.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. This is what it's all about when you got content creators talking Falcons football here on the channel. We went over the draft class tonight. We had some comments about Michael Penix too as well. Kirk Cousins. I mean, we're all for the team, right? We know that Terry and Raheem's going to do a good job of, putting this 53 together and making sure that the fans are going to get not only the product in the stands, but on the field too as well. I think the past couple of years, fans have been walking out of the Benz kind of upset at some games or even on the road, like losing to Arizona, losing to Tennessee. Like there's going to be some games this year, I think the must-win games the Falcons have to win. Like we got to go ahead and take care of that. We got to get over the hump of remaining consistent too as well when we're winning. We got to get on a 3-game win streak, 4-game win streak. Teams are doing this, right? So it's nothing new to the NFL. But for the Falcons, I mean, we got to get back on track. But we do think that the draft class the Falcons brought in after Penix and even with Penix, very good draft class. Very good draft class. They attacked the areas that they needed to attack. And I think that's why they're going to play a lot of these guys. I think somebody made a comment earlier that our practice squad is going to be filled with starters, right? The practice squad is going to be.
It could be. It very well could be.
That's how good this team is looking. Like now you got to look at the 53 and say, okay, they have to go into mini camp and then they have, preseason. They can bring in some more players. They can cut a couple of guys. We don't even know what the plan is right now with Terry and Raheem. They're probably in a group chat right now talking about who they can bring in to make this team better.
Yep.
Right? So tomorrow we can hear news of something else. I mean, the Kyle Pitts information came down. I'm sure you're going to hear some AJ Terrell news coming up real soon too as well. But they're probably going to do some restructures, right? Get a little bit of money up. And then if they do that, I think they go and bring in a player. Some people are saying you have room to go get Calais or go get Bud. You can't bring in both, but get one of them. You know what I'm saying? Try to bring one of them back this year. Some people are saying go get a cornerback, right? Look into another safety. Go bring another offensive lineman. But maybe they like working what they have in-house, right? I mean, I just posted what Scott Karisic had, the official depth chart. Jibri, looking at this right here. Big shout out to everybody in the chat too as well. Antonio Holloway's in the chat. Kenneth Collette's in the chat. Michael's in the chat. Deshaun Coswell's in the chat too as well. I mean, Scott Karisic has it posted here. Right? But Jibri, looking at some of these names, bro, you got a bunch of starters already in the building, Jibri. You got Grady, you got David, you got Zach, you got Carter, you got Troy. Where is Troy's fit going to be this year? Some are saying that Troy's going to be playing more running off the edge. He's going to be hybrid. He's going to be all over the field. Caden Ellis, Arnold Katie, AJ, Clark, Jesse, DeMarco. I mean, you're not doing some fans say I don't think so. I think we're at the point where we're going to go out here and start winning games now. Like, this is it. Like, you have a really good stacked squad. Even the rookies you brought in who haven't touched the field yet, I understand. But some great talent they brought in. Brilliant Trice is going to be going crazy this year. Dorless is going to be going crazy this year. James Smith-Williams fans are forgetting about. Larry, you seen some tape on James Smith-Williams? He was decent in Washington.
Yeah. Very, very good gap assignment. Very good.
High motor, gets after it.
And keeps keeps the quarterback. He holds the pocket, right?
Yeah.
He does very good job of keeping the quarterback inside the pocket. I noticed that about him. So
Nate Landman, JD, D'Angelo, Mike Hughes, D.
yeah.
Alford. Some would say Abernathy, some would say Antonio Hamilton or Kevin King, but you can still fix those areas. Ogundeji, Ifler. I mean, these two right here
Ogundeji's
are good.
probably gone.
Zach Harrison, don't forget
Ogundeji's probably
Zach
gone too as
Harrison.
well. Yeah.
Ogundeji's probably gone.
That boy Zach was playing pretty good last
Zach
year.
Harrison
Also,
too as
Yeah,
well. I
Zach
mean,
Harrison's playing
how many
good.
roster spots are going to be available going up into camp? Look, you got your quarterbacks. Your running back room is tight. Is Avery Williams going to make it? I can't wait until we do our training camp show.
Mm.
Eddie
It's really gonna
Goldman,
be
if he don't retire again.
Eddie Goldman too as
Well, you
well.
know
We
what?
haven't even talked about Eddie Goldman.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think with what you did in the draft, even if Eddie does retire, you're okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this draft class and our second year players for one reason. Number one, we've got a stable coaching unit in place. And our first year guys last year did not have that. It was all over the place. So that can only help them. Number two, the jump from year one to year two is big. The jump from year two to year three is big. So a lot of these guys that were rookies last year, especially with the coaching and development that we're going to have this year, may be resoundingly better, right?
Clark
So
Phillips, Marco Helms.
you know, correct, right?
Look at Bergeron.
So
He played damn near every game last year.
there you go. So we got to your point, Jack, Jibri, Larry. We very well may lose some guys that could be starters. I could easily see that happening. You don't know, especially if you look at it, you're looking at D tackle. We got about 5 or 6 solid guys, not counting who we drafted.
Yeah.
We got 5 or 6 solid guys. So everybody ain't gonna make it. So I would agree. with that. I would agree.
Michael's in the chat. He also said our practice squad, people gonna be picking up people from our practice squad.
Absolutely.
They're looking at our team like, how the hell the Falcons going to keep all these people? But we will see what Terry does. We will see what Raheem does. As we get ready to wrap it up here on One Time for the Fan, this is great talking Falcons football with everybody, because when we're on a panel like this, or if I'm watching Larry's channel, or even if I'm chatting with Jibri or Terry, as much as we talk about Falcons football, like at the end of the day, I think we're all confident that this team is decent enough to go win some games.
Yes.
Right? We need to get over our content needs to start being more on the winning side for everybody. All the content creators, like, hey, we won this game. Next week, we won this game. Next week, we won another game. We're 3-1. Wait a minute. Now we're 6-2. Wait a minute. Now we're 11-3. Like, we haven't had those moments in a long time. Like, we haven't had those moments here where you get winning consecutively. A lot of times it's been, we won this game and then we lose the next 2. And the podcast is like, what the hell? And we're trying to find ways to make people, excited and energized about the podcast. But the Falcons have to go out here and win. I think this team is designed to go win. I love the draft picks that they brought in. When it's time for Penix to come in, if it's going to be this year, if he gets the opportunity, if it's going to be next year, I'm all for it. But I like how they are saying Kirk is the guy now, Michael's the guy for later, but let's go out here and focus on winning, outrun the South, right? So Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Jibri, your thoughts overall? The draft is now over. Free agency kind of, it's still here, but the Falcons maybe might make a move or two. What is your vision right now for the Falcons going forward as they get ready for mini camp and then training camp? And you as a fan, I mean, you've been here for some years, Jibri, so you want to see the turnaround, right? So what is your vision right here for the Falcons going forward this season?
What you mean, like record?
Not even just record, just your overall thoughts on how good this team could be. What are your expectations? Like, what are you looking forward to with this team?
I look for them to play. I look for them to come out playing aggressive, feeding off of Coach Sheem's energy. Because I remember the last time he was a coach and he was coaching us, the players played very hard for him. So I see them playing real good. I honestly see them going real far this year, going into the playoffs, and possibly going kind of deep into the playoffs also. I truly believe that. And I'm thinking like 10 or 11 games easily this year. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see. That's
The
the
cool
vision
thing
I see.
about Jibri, Jibri, we had that ride down to New Orleans, so we talked for a couple hours in the car about the Falcons. Right, we
Yes,
talked
sir.
about what we're going to be doing coming up here in the future with the Rise Up Tour too, as well, and just how good this team can be. And then months later, Jibri, look at all these moves the Falcons made. You're here on the podcast. We're probably gearing up for an exciting season that fans can see. Is going to be one to remember. Maybe people keep talking about winning the division. If you're going to win the division, you're going to make the playoffs. You heard what Raheem said. You punch your ticket, anything can happen. So some fans here are saying, no, this could be the year. If you're talking about outrun the South. You're talking about making it to the playoffs and having that first home playoff game. You saw what Detroit did last year. You saw what the Bucks damn near did last year. Maybe the Falcons could be that team. And if we do get over the hump, and if we do have that playoff atmosphere at the Benz, Larry, like they talked about beating the Cowboys. Well, if you beat the Cowboys, move on to the next round. Who's at the next round? Might be San Fran, or the Packers, or the Lions. You beat one of them, you're one game away from the Super Bowl. I like how Raheem said about punching your ticket and anything can happen. Fans used to bash the Bills and the Ravens and the Bengals for making the playoffs but not winning it, but they were consistently making the playoffs. Like you see the Ravens every year in the fucking playoffs, right? And the Ravens fans like, oh, we're gonna get there, but I want to be the team that's playing in January, late January. I want to be that team. I want to sit there and turn on the TV if I'm at the house or if I'm at the game. Like, bro, we're playing this weekend. The whole world is watching us. We have to beat this team to make it to the Super Bowl. Remember 2016, Jibri? Remember that feeling of playing the Packers? The whole world was watching us. The Falcons going to lose to the Packers. Oh, Aaron Rodgers going to go silly. Yeah. That was MVP Matt.
Yeah, that was
going
awesome.
Crazy. That team was crazy that year. We got to get that feeling back.
Yes, sir.
We have to get that feeling back. Jibri, we're going to have a Rise Up Tour podcast coming up. And we definitely need you back because we want you to talk to the Rise Up Tour fan club community and let them know, your thoughts about the Rise Up Tour and the direction that we're going this season. Because, we got Vegas on the schedule. We got Minnesota on the schedule. We got Denver on the schedule. Our away games, Philly's on the schedule, Washington. And, of course, we got our division brats that we got to deal with all the time. So, Jibri, this is going to be great when we get you back for that Rise Up Tour podcast.
Can't wait.
It's people got to hear it from fans who travel. And Jibri, you travel.
Yes,
you
sir.
You pack up your bags. You put your bag tag on. Either you're flying out, which I know you're not a big fan of flying, or you're driving out. So for Falcon fans here in the chat, you're talking to a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan like Jibri Harper. Jibri, man, before we get you up out of here, what's your shout outs for the night, brother?
Man, shout out to the people up in the comment section. Shout out to Larry, you know what I'm saying? Setting the tone. Shout out to Terry. Shout out to you, Jack. Shout out to the tour, man, the Rise Up Tour, man, doing big things, man. I can't say enough about y'all. I love it. So that's it, man.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Jibri, where can we find you on social media, man?
Sure. You can find me. Sure, you can find me on Facebook. Find me in the comment section. On all Falcons content creators channels, or you can find me on Atlanta Bird Gang. I'll be on there heavy. So yeah.
Big shout out to Jibri Harper. Jibri, we thank you for everything, man. We'll have you back on that Rise Up Tour podcast, man. Be ready for that scheduled release because we got some packing to do, bro.
Oh man, can't wait. Can't wait, bro.
Have a good one, brother. Rise up.
Yes, sir. Rise up.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You have Jibri Harper, the Archangel, here on the podcast talking Falcons football. And it was great that he had an opportunity to come over here and chat with us because we had him the other night talking at the Benz. And then, it was just hectic with all the special guests that we had going on. We had to get Jibri back. Plus the noise of the audio at the Benz and everybody yelling and screaming and the fans. Then he put the Saints fan on the camera. We started roasting the Saints fan. Totally went away from the interview that we had with Jibri. But Falcon fans here in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Larry from the Dixon Way. This is what it's all about, man. Rise up content creators.
Yes, sir. Hashtag Rise Up Content Creators, guys.
We're gonna have the playlist in the channel too, as well on the YouTube stream, so y'all can all check out a lot of the videos and content that we'll be sharing this year. But once again, y'all remember
this, right?
Huh?
Wasn't none of us right, and that's okay.
Hey, man. I mean, as a Falcon fan, we're gonna be right about winning. We're gonna win this game. We're gonna win this game.
Good
We're gonna
answer.
move forward, man. But I know there's a lot of Falcon fans in the chat who wanted their player. We didn't get their player. Some people are upset. But Terry, we go back to our what we keep saying. You put all the Falcon fans in the room, and you ask them who's a Falcon fan. Raise your hand. Everybody gonna raise their hand. And then once you say how many of y'all like the pick, step to the right, and everybody's gonna start talking shit. And everybody's gonna start fighting. There's gonna be a big ass fist fight because one fan wanted this player, one fan wanted this player, and they have to argue about it. For me, I'm here for the team, here for the organization. I was shocked at the pick, but the rest of the draft kind of let me see the vision of where they want to go, and I'm all for it. So season ticket, they pulled the money out my account today, Larry. 7:57 this morning. Falcons took the money.
Oh,
Didn't even rate to 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we were 7-year season ticket holders. We know.
Who's in the office at 7:57? They're supposed to do it at 8 o'clock. 7:57, I see the money get pulled. Who's not waiting 3 minutes?
Got him.
Shit.
Got him.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Larry, on your social media, where can we find you too as well? Once again, let everybody know about your content and what you have going on over there around your way, brother.
All right. My name is Larry, one half of the Dixon Way. My beautiful wife, Shonda's the other half. And together, we try to give you unadulterated fire commentary we get upon this mic. We do the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons, the Bulldogs, even my wife, Gators. You see the house divided back there. Yeah, guys, if you want to listen to the game or look at the game, but get commentary that's more so not the national media, you don't want to listen to them. You want to get a little different flavor while having interaction with the person doing the chat, with the person doing the stream. Then come on and join the Dixon Way. Also, Jack, you said, I think Penix is going to play. They better not play that boy.
You see the opportunity if you're winning by 15 points, 20
look
fourth
here.
quarter at home. You wouldn't put him in? 3 minutes left?
Oh, I would put it. Look here, Matt. Look, guys.
You know where he's going, Jack. You know where he's going.
Regardless on how we felt about when you get Penix, where he drafted.
Yeah.
I want to put it out there that in the middle of the season, of the college football season, I was on the Waffle House and I said I wanted Michael Penix. Now, once I learned about his injury history, I kind of backed off that in the first round. But I did say that in the middle of the college season that I wanted Michael Penix Jr. I said that, and I got shot down in the Waffle House. Shout out to Tidy for hosting the Waffle House. His hours done changed, so he don't really do the Waffle House much these days. But shout out to
on
Atlanta
like
Bird
midnight,
game,
like 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah. He normally did it. Yeah, we'll be up all night talking. But yeah, shout out to Atlanta Bird game, Tidy, and that great content over there. Hashtag Rise Up Content Creators. But yeah, I really like Penix on. Like I really like Penix on. You know what I'm saying? My only question was his injury history and Caleb McGarry being his blind side.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, the arm talent is undeniable. Anybody that says the arm talent is undeniable is either just hasn't watched college football or just fundamentally just hate the pick and don't care if he's good at it or not. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to be convinced. You know what I'm saying? Water's wet. No, it's not. Okay, you're right. It's nothing to argue about. You know what I'm saying? The sky is blue. No, it's not.
Okay. Water's wet. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Why are you berating me with facts? I don't care about the facts.
Exactly. It's how I feel.
Why?
You messed up my
you messed up my argument.
Yeah. So but whatever. When I look at it, especially when you don't have anything to say, you just name call. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when your argument turns to dust. You know what I'm saying? When I debate someone and they got to argue and start calling names, I got you.
Right. Over. It's over.
You have nothing else. That's just like when you in high school and somebody come at you and then all you can say is your mama. Because you ain't got nothing else to say.
Correct.
You ain't got nothing to say of value. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You at the point that your blood boiling and you want to fight now.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think
So
social
now
media has
you
kind of
call
dumbed down
name calling
conversations
and
to
stuff
that
like
too
that.
as well.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, and it ain't even got nothing to do with if Penix, certain half of the fan base who just want to see Penix. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not that. I think the kid got the talent.
He does.
I think if they let that be an open competition, I think Penix would.
Yeah.
I believe he would beat Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
But
You're right about that.
they're not going to embarrass Kirk Cousins like that and basically say, hey, we're gonna make it an open competition.
Yeah.
They
Right.
gave their word that Kirk would be the quarterback of now. So at the very least this season, they're gonna allow him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, really the contract is a 2-3 year deal. Really a 3 year deal, so you won't take a huge hit salary cap wise.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Though no money is guaranteed in the third year, just so you won't be back in a Matt Ryan situation, cutting him after 2 years, unless it's just apparent that you can't keep this kid on the bench. If you do what Jack said, you get him out there and you give him free reign of the offense in a real NFL game and say, go score. And you got Zach Robinson calling the plays and he's slicing dice. I mean, slice and dice who's in there.
You started a coach and quarterback controversy.
You are
You started
going to not controversy.
Mm.
It ain't gonna be controversy.
It's gonna start up. The fire is really gonna start up then.
It ain't gonna be a controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be no controversy.
It's called the
It's
fire
gonna be the
department at
truth.
that moment. It's called the fire
Yeah.
department at that moment.
Exactly.
We can't put the fire out.
It ain't gonna be a controversy. So
Yeah.
Jack, as a person that was beside himself with the draft because I wanted a defender,
Mhm.
but also like the talent. See, here's the thing: ain't nobody saying that Penix sucked.
Mm-mm.
Right.
They're just saying that the Falcons did something that they didn't expect to do.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you right now, I hope they do it. But see, you're causing chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
what you're doing the Bastion thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you watched X-Men 97, but you're causing
Caught the
chaos.
first 2
right?
episodes. We need to go back and catch the rest.
You need to watch the rest of it. Period,
Shit.
point blank.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sleeping on my Marvel, man.
Shout
but Deadpool
out.
coming out, so I gotta get on it.
Shout out to the writer and the team who did X-Men. That should be right there with Shogun as best show. It needs to win the Emmy, in my opinion.
Shogun, I gotta catch up on too. People been telling me about that. People been telling me about Shogun.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm waiting for House of the Dragons, man.
I love House of the Dragons. I'm telling you right now, I love Shogun, but it can't touch X-Men 97.
Yeah.
It can't. It's my show of the year. But anyway, Falcon wise, I hope they do that, Jack. Put him in.
Put him in the game.
And
at home.
Man,
at home. Prime time game.
Kirk better hope that he is fine and well for training camp. He better be there.
I like seeing the pictures at work. I mean, he's working out
That's
with the team right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Kirk, I need you to be there. You better not let this kid look, man. They had so much conviction in this. They just signed you, and Terry don't have a future contract with this team.
Mm-hmm.
He felt so much conviction in that pick. He made that pick.
Mm-hmm.
He went all in. He went all in.
I mean, the talk of quarterback has been brought up during the offseason. Raheem even said it. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for quarterback. Then they go bring in 2 quarterbacks.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm telling you, Kurt, I know you were a little bit in your feelings about that. I understand. Big Low said, I got a picture with him just before they whisked him away.
Mm-hmm.
Because he got the call in the midst of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about we about the draft. Yeah. You don't want fans ask you that. You don't want the media that's there ask you anything. Whisk them in the back.
Just imagine a fan right next to Kirk when the pick is coming in. They're gonna turn to Kirk and say, "Damn, you must not be it, huh?"
Absolutely.
A fan saying that? You don't want fans saying that.
No. You don't need that.
Yeah.
But again,
no, you don't.
Kurt is our guy. I want Kurt to be healthy for OTAs. I need him to be out there, and we're starting. I don't need any question about Kirk Cousins' health coming in.
Agreed. Agreed.
When I'm sitting on the
Agreed.
50 line under the shade while y'all be down in the hot sweat sun by the rope.
I'm not on that side. That's Delta side. That's the away side. I'm
No.
on the side where
I'm
it's
talking
shaded.
about at training camp.
Oh, at training camp. Oh, well, I got my umbrella.
Y'all want to be by the TV and stuff, and I'm up on the top of the hill.
I got my umbrella now. I'm the bougie one. I got my umbrella.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when y'all standing down there getting on NFL Network.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be at the top of the hill, doing a live stream, letting the people know about what's going on at Falcon Camp. And everyone's welcome to come by and jump on the stream. You know, it'll be me and my wife sitting there. We'll have the seats with the hoods on. You know what I'm saying? Right at the 50-yard line. Y'all see it.
Shaded too.
Yeah.
It is hot out there.
Yeah. Or we had a self-stick going and talking to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either way. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is how I met the Dixon way at training camp, because like I said on the podcast before, I was watching the Falcons practice and I hear somebody behind me sound like they're doing the podcast, and when I turn around, it's the Dixon way. And of course, months later, the Dixon way was on our podcast, and then he's back here on the podcast, and we did our Rise Up Content Creators video the other day. I apologize to do it on vacation. I thought Country said on location. I said, well, I'll go to the beach because that's where I'm headed.
I wouldn't even be the person if I'm on vacation. But then again, me and Shauna, we done did watch-alongs or play-by-plays on our vacation. So I mean,
yeah. When you turn on the camera, even when I was out there just talking to Falcon fans, like, we do this, man. Like, this is something that we love to do, like just chatting with Falcon fans, no matter if we post a video, which some fans were saying, hey, man, do more pre-recorded content, which is something that we're going to look into. We love the live streams because we go live and fans are in the chat and they can talk amongst each other. And then, we get up out of here and we go about our business. But for the Falcons is how, same like how most of us live our lives. They were planning for now and they're planning for the future. I'm sure most of you in the chat is doing the same exact thing right now. You're planning for now and you're planning for the future. So don't get mad at the Falcons for what they did. Larry, before we wrap it up here, where can we find you on social media? When is the next time you're going live? And I thank you for everything here on the channel tonight, my good friend.
Oh, man, thank you guys for letting me blabber my blabber. Yeah, again, guys, you can find us at _Dixon_way on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, X, and TikTok. So yeah, and like I say, mostly we're live broadcasting most of the time 6 days a week, especially with baseball. Baseball, normally I don't have an off day, probably a week. You know what I'm saying? I just follow whatever the team does. So team plan, we're on. So if you ever think about, hey, I'm watching this, and hey, let me watch the game and get a different little flavor of the game, then come check us out, man. Let us know how you guys like it or not. That's what we do. Me and my wife do it. Yeah. A lot of participation, a lot of chat participation, interaction, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
That is what we need here in the content creator community. Once again, you said chat participation, right? People are watching, they're listening. Hit the chat. Like, I've seen people here since day one. I've seen a lot of new fans here too as well. Larry, I'm sure you can say on your channel too as well. You might have fans come in there who's fans of another baseball team, and they just sit down because they like talking baseball with baseball fans, or even Hawks fans, or even Falcon fans. Like, the platform is open for everybody to come over here and chat on the channel.
Everyone but trolls. I don't ignore them.
Yeah.
I delete them like Loki.
Wait, you're at the level where you get trolls now. Oh, we haven't got trolls yet.
Yeah,
we got a Jags fan. I mean,
you ain't got Jags fan comes in here. That's what they told me. So they be like, they come in there and try to jump on you and harass you. But you know what? Everybody got a different opinion. I don't get offended anymore because I'll say, you know what? Everybody has a different opinion. Everybody has a different opinion. I don't want to get mad to the point that, but when someone that's like, that's trying to needle you and stuff. You got to say,
tries to egg it on.
I get it. You don't agree with my opinion.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to part ways. And most of the time, my mod, who's not an Atlanta fan, which is kind of good, he'll be like, okay, he'll be quicker than me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like,
T-Will, you hearing this,
What
T-Will?
happened?
Mods and trolls. We haven't got to that level yet.
No, we
man,
haven't.
I look, y'all don't want to get to that level, man. I love it, man. I love y'all chats is so wonderful. You know what I'm
Everything's
saying? Like,
peaceful over here. We're just
yeah,
cooling.
it's so wonderful, man. I love that, man. Like, you
Chat
guys,
is like their own security team. If somebody jumps in here talking shit, like they'll jump on them. Like,
They
don't worry, we
do.
got rid of them for you. We
They
got rid
that's
of
what
them
I'm saying.
for you.
Like, man, like
I gotta
think
let the
that
chat
comes
know that
with-
there's a Jags fan in the chat. So when the Jags fan talks, people's like, "Yo, Jack, who
Get
is this
him.
guy down here talking shit?" You
Get
know, but
him.
No,
we
I
get
think
it.
it's because I do so many different like things
Streams.
that I'll attract so many
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fan bases and stuff.
Demographic.
Like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
So you might
I
have
mean,
your
maybe they don't
baseball
like my
trolls
face.
show
I
up
don't
to
know.
the Hawks channel, like they want to troll
Right.
tonight. Like, we're not talking baseball, guys. We're talking Hawks. Like, oh, Larry, I
Well,
want to troll.
you do see that. Like, you got your Falcon fans, and then Falcon fans, you know, they be like, all right, I don't really like baseball, so they
Yeah.
don't come. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Every different fan base is different. You know what I'm saying? You can tell it, like with basketball, how they, you know what I'm saying, interact and stuff like
Love
that.
it, Mike.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, this is a Falcon safe space. Boom, there you go, Mike. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
There you go.
when-
Love it.
and everybody, like, it's like you can tell, like, I look at a lot of people's stream, I'm like, wow, man, like, you know, everybody got their own flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when I come to one time for the fan, it's like everybody sitting there, all the homies we sitting there and we
Mhm.
just talking. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like we would talk. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Then you have Big Low with him and Coach Roney, you know what I'm saying? And their entertainment value, that, you know, their infectious, you know what I'm saying, conversation and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Then you got, you know, Smitty,
John and
who's
Mike.
jack of
How do you
all
fucking mind?
trades, you know what I'm saying? Smitty got everything, you know what I'm saying? Really, you know, a pro type of thing. And I look at everyone, I say, okay, there's something good about everyone that's doing it in this space, man. Like, I'm really, you know what I'm saying, I really ain't got no beef with anybody that's
Mhm.
in this type of space, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And if someone asks me, like, hey, would you like to come on? If I'm not busy, like, I've had people ask me to come on and I wasn't able to because I got, you know, the schedule and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when I can come on, I'll say, hey, you know, we got an early game. Like I told you, we got an early game today, so I can come on later on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I look at this space like, hey, man, we're all whatever fans we are, like Atlanta Hawks fans, Rays, Falcons, Bulldogs, whatever. We're all fans of these teams. We may disagree, but when it comes down to it, we're all fans of the team. So we may disagree, but we all want them to win. You know what I'm saying? We may disagree on the methods. No, we may disagree with Terry methods of drafting. We may disagree with Arthur Smith play calling. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there was a lot of people out there backing Ritter. And he's my quarterback. I want him to do well, but we won't ignore, you know what I'm saying, the deficiencies that we saw at quarterback play. Even our coach said it. Hey, maybe I'm not even here if we got better coaching play. Because it's obviously that Arthur Smith did not want to fire Arthur Blank didn't want to fire Arthur Smith. You know what I'm saying? But that decision to stay with Ritter ultimately cost his job. So yeah, man. I just wanted, as long as you come in there, you can, like, we welcome like other people for other teams. Just come in there. But if you want to be on a troll tip, like, I ignore the 28-3s. I get that all the time. So I ignore those people. Like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get your job off. But I think most people just want to be seen. That's why I think when it comes down to trolling, I think most people just want to be seen. So once you disarm them, you know what I'm saying? Then like, oh,
I can just talk now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have
You know
to troll.
Like, yeah, like if you come in and the first thing you say 28-3, I say, appreciate you, the first one today. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the stream. I even give them a sounder, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, welcome to the stream. It's sounding for you. Appreciate you coming through.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll play that, you know what I'm saying? Or any other sounder. But I welcome everybody to the stream. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how it should be, man. Be informative and entertaining. That's what we try to do. You know. Yeah. And you guys doing a great job. You guys doing a great job, and you're growing. You know what I'm saying? and you got the passion, and you're not doing this just for clicks. You're not doing this just to try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are Falcon fans, you know what I'm saying? And you see a lot of guys that do things. Well, at least I've been noticing since I've been doing it. You see guys that's doing it, not in this community, but you see guys that's doing this type of stuff just to try to blow up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Or they, you know, bots and all kind of crazy stuff that I don't even know about. But sustainability is about building your audience. You know what I'm saying? And authentic and being authentic. You know what I'm saying? Someone watching you, they're coming back and rewatching you because not only, you know, are they fans of it, but they think you are a genuine person or fan that views things. Maybe they don't even view it your way, you know what I'm saying? But they see you're a real fan, and that's why they keep coming back, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I look at it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I support people that, you know what I'm saying, that I feel like they're being genuine about what they're trying to do, their craft. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if any of us are up to the status that, you know, we can live off this thing. But again, you know what I'm saying, it's not really about that. You're doing this because you have a passion about your favorite teams.
That's right.
And you're going to get, and a lot of people don't understand. You guys coming out here, putting yourself on the line, putting your opinions. People see you. You know what I'm saying? They can look you up and get all your history and stuff like that. But blah, blah, blah. And he don't know this. He ain't never coached him. Blah, blah. You know, I just like, guys, at least people are coming out and putting their fandom out there like, hey, this is what I believe. I'm going to wear my fandom on my sleeve.
Yep.
And if you agree or not, hopefully we can come to a, you know what I'm saying, a good debate about we all want to win, regardless of if we agree or not. We want our team to win. We want to be on Peachtree with a parade. Everybody with this, you know, hat right here. We all got Falcon hats on. We want to get a parade on Peachtree that'll end up at Centennial Park. I know they say they don't do any more public events, but dang it, if we win a championship, everybody mean that on Centennial Park. Best believe. You know what I'm saying? So, again, man, that's what we all here for, and hopefully we'll see it. And yeah, I can't wait for training camp, man. Hopefully everybody will be out there. Possible, man. This last year, man, training camp. Tell them, Jack, training camp was hot.
Got to get out there early. That's one thing. Parking is a problem now. A lot of people are getting up there to be first in line. But when they do that last Saturday before the kids really go back to school, they have like the family day. That's where you really, if you show up there at 7:30 for that 9 o'clock opening, you're at the back of the line.
Way down the road, bro.
You way down the road. Like the Falcons fan base is crazy now, which it always has been. But of course, they see some positives that fans can get behind. They love to see Jesse Bates here. I think a lot of fans are big fans of Bijan. Remember last year the amount of Texas fans that were there? They weren't wearing Falcons gear. They were wearing Texas gear. They came to see Bijan Robinson, Longhorn gear. So you will see some Washington fans probably for Michael Penix. You'll probably see some Oregon fans there too as well for Brandon. But fans get a chance to have a good time. The food is cheap. You can buy some merchandise. I don't want to give away the formula of getting all the autographs because then you're going to beat me to it. So for fans that do show up to the training camp out there in Flowery Branch, it's going to be a good time. It's about 3 hours, 2.5 hours. But if you pick a day where it's going to be hot as hell, be prepared for it because you're going to sweat. That hill is no joke. And if it rains the night before,
it's slippery.
Good luck. It's tough. You're going to feel like a player running up that hill. But for fans in the chat, I mean, we'll be out there. Larry, you was there last year. I'll be there this year a couple times too as well. I'm sure Chase will be there. Bodie, T will get you out there too as well. But Eric Parker, I mean, your little brother Terry, we're right there. We show up. I'm calling Eric 5:36 in the morning. I'm getting a text like, bro, I'm already out here. Like, damn, I'm 30 minutes away. You know, knowing that when I get there 30 minutes from now, there's gonna be like 10, 15, 20 fans ahead of me. You know, but good thing about it, when you got fans like DeMario and Eric and other fans, Joe Allen, who's right there in the front, you just walk up and put your bag down next to them and just say, you know, you was here on time. That's all it is. But Larry, we do thank you for talking Falcons with us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
And that's what having special guests is all about. From Jibri to yourself, to a lot of other Falcon fans we've had here on the channel. You guys are always welcome back on the channel. I'm sure we'll do something when either the schedule after the schedule drops, or we have some Rise Up content creator stuff that we'll put out soon. But Larry, I do thank you for this, man. This was very informative tonight. Got a chance to talk some Braves, a little Hawks, and of course the Falcons, which fans were in the chat were like, as soon as we started talking Braves, they're like, can we go back to the Falcons, please? We just want to talk Falcons tonight. But it's the hometown, man. That's what happens when you have people who know sports in Atlanta. It's not just Falcons. Larry turned around and put his Braves hat on and went to go talk Braves.
He did. Yes, he did.
And it's true diehard shit here in the chat.
He's a gamer.
I'm a Braves fan. Braves have the tickets on sale right now.
About that. Like,
they got the Braves tickets for 15 right now, right?
Yeah, I got a stack of hats right here. And a lot of questions, and a lot of guys are like, why do you got so many hats? I'm like, because, man, I cover so much stuff that I got to put on my Falcon hat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got my Hawks hat, you know what I'm saying? If I'm talking about the MCU, I put on my Black Panther, man. Like, come on, man.
Love it. Love it.
Let's get it, man.
We are here. So, I mean.
Wakanda forever.
Exactly. So, I mean, guys, when you come to the Dixon Way, man, I mean, we're going to try to entertain you, at least, with some kind of knowledge. I mean, we don't know it all. We definitely don't know it all. And we welcome all opinions. But, yeah, man, yeah. I talk too much. Go.
That's what it's about, man. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
And we love it. We're here for it, Larry. We're here for it.
YouTube, Twitter, any social media you find Larry in the Dixon Way, please go ahead and give them a shout out. But hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You'll definitely catch them back here on the channel too as well. But you will also see Larry and his wife doing content for other sports teams here in Atlanta. So if you don't want to just hear the Falcons, you can go over there and watch Braves. You don't want to hear the Braves and the Falcons, you can go over there and watch Hawks. If you don't want to hear Braves, Falcons, and the Hawks, Larry gonna find something for you to watch. I guarantee you. He gonna scream
the dogs.
Something.
I mean, college football.
Football.
That's right.
Jack, you missed. I didn't hear "Go Dogs," Jack.
Oh yeah, go Dogs.
That
of course.
Okay.
I said it. You can. But they can hear it on the inside. They can hear it. Trust me, I didn't say it out loud. But
we need y'all for this Dodgers series too, guys. We got the Dodgers.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
On the West Coast, I need you guys there, man. We need that energy.
Yes, we do. That's right. That's right. That's right.
The like, the share, and the subscribe button. Dixon Way, we do a thank you for everything, man. Appreciate it. We're going to get you back on the channel soon, brother.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a blessed one.
All right, you too. Thanks, Larry.
Falcon fans, I don't know how to say it. Terry, 2 hours tonight. Talking Falcons football, talking a little Braves, talking a little Hawks. But then again, when you bring these content creators, when you bring people who can talk sports, you're going to get this type of conversation, right?
Yeah,
and here at One Time for the Fan, there's no contract with us that says you have to be off at this time.
Correct. Correct.
We can go for another hour if we want to. We can call Larry back and talk about the Braves Dodgers right now if we want to.
Yes, we could. But, Larry's a total package, right? Larry, I respect people who can deal in various arenas, right? So, because everybody can't talk baseball, everybody can't talk basketball. I can talk baseball, I can talk football. I'm not a basketball aficionado. I'm a fan. I can't really talk it. So to have the talent, the acumen, the intelligence, the savvy to be able to cover all three and talk about that, that's really something, man. He's working with something there. So got to give him his props, definitely. But go ahead, sir. You talking? Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nah, man, we all here together. I mean, shit. Yeah. I'm getting ready to get off and go upstairs and eat some food and probably watch some film and try to get familiar with some of our new talent here in Atlanta. But for Falcon fans here in the chat, this is what it's all about. We love talking Falcons football with you all. 3 Dirties in the chat. You said, will the Rise Up Tour fan club be at the Washington game? Let me tell you something, 3 Dirty. We go to every single away game. We put on events at every single away game. And I can tell you right now, I got my Rise Up Tour coin right here. I can tell you right now that the Rise Up Tour, we're doing things on a whole nother level. I don't know if you see the coin right there, the Rise Up Tour coin. And of course, you have the member on the back too as well. This coin means a lot to a lot of people who had this coin last year. You got this in your membership kit. You also got your lanyards, you got your badges, you got your shirts, you got everything that was needed. And of course, you get added to the emailing list of a lot of things that we take care of. This ain't no plastic coin. It's real deal coin shit. So when we do what we do with the Rise Up Tour, the fan club, like it's on a whole nother level, 330. But people in the chat here have been to our parties. We can go over last year, the rooftop party in Tennessee. We threw a party in London. We threw a party, of course. We had the bus trip to Carolina. We threw a party in Tampa. Big shout out to Crew Life too, as well. One of the fan club chapters of the Buccaneers. We threw a party with Crew Life too, as well, which I'm sure Crew Life is going to hit us back up soon. We was in Minnesota a couple years ago. We threw a party with the Vikings fan base too, as well. And we threw a party with the Cowboys fan base back in 2019 with the Cowboys. So, I mean, we've been doing this for years, 330. So if you want to be a part of it, man, hit me up. I'll give you the information to join the fan club. But we have a lot of stuff going on, man. So for anybody who wants to be a part of what we have going on, you're going to love the schedule release show that we have coming up, because we have Thomas Scott on the show, who's my partner in crime with this Rise Up Tour that we started years ago. Terry, I don't know if I told you the story, but it started with me selling him a ticket to an away game. I had no idea who this fan was, and I sold him a ticket to an away game, and he hit me up and was like, "Bro, you want to throw this party?" And I'm on the phone like, "Who the fuck are you?" Hey guys, who are you? But after talking with Thomas and finding out who he is and seeing how much of a diehard fan he is, after all the years we've been through this Rise Up Tour thing, we've branded it to be something bigger than we've ever imagined. And now, like I said, over 1,000+ people in the group, and our memberships are doing well. But we have the schedule release show coming up because fans want to travel. They want to go to the Vegas game. They want to go to Minnesota. They want to go to all these places. But when you're out there, you kind of want to hang with Falcon fans. Like, you want to hang with a shit ton of Falcon fans. And that's what we provide. We have a lot of things that bring Falcon fans together. And fans that's in the chat know about what we got going on. I don't know how to explain it much for it. But yeah, if you want to be a part of it, let me know. I'll go ahead and get y'all signed up. And it'll be pretty lit this year for those that will be a part of the game. But yes, we are going to we're going to Vegas this year. We're going to Minnesota, Denver, Washington, Philadelphia, and of course the 3 division games. And we have a lot of people that travel by themselves too as well. So, like for Philly, Terry, you want to sit with some Falcon fans in Philly? You probably want to hit us up, because we're going to have a big group of Falcon fans that's going to be sitting together, because Philly fans, they're a different breed. And you got to be careful where you sit in Philly. But then again, we have some other Philly friends out there that's going to be looking out for us. Like, nah, y'all going to be sitting over there with us, so we're going to be cool. But yeah, Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, hit that share, hit the subscribe button. The Dixon Way joined us talking Falcons football tonight. Jibri Harper, super fan, diehard Atlanta Falcon fan, joined us talking Falcons football tonight. This is what it's all about. Jibri Harper, he said the road just hits differently. Jibri was with me. We drove down to New Orleans. We went to the Saints game. We drove down to New Orleans. I picked Jibri up at fucking, I don't know. 6 in the morning? Was it Jibri? 6, 7 in the morning, I think it was? Or was it sometime? I can't remember what it was, but we fucking drove down to New Orleans. We had a great time. And that was Jibri's first time in New Orleans too. So Jibri got a chance to do the hop on, hop off tour, all that stuff they got going on, all the sightseeing, all that type of stuff. And then he got a chance to be a fan. And Jibri, you saw what happened at the party, man. We had over almost close to 700 people at the party. We had fans outside. Fans couldn't get in. I remember the general manager called us like, bro, the party hasn't started yet, and we're damn near packed already. Like, well, I told you this is what we do. But yeah, Rise Up Tour Fan Club. Schedule release podcast is coming up. I think it's supposed to be May the 9th. I don't want to drop wrong information here, but it's looking like it might be May the 9th for the schedule release. Terry, so you're going to be here for that schedule release. It's going to be a good show.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a good show. Lisa Shepard said, I love road games.
Hey,
if
Miss
you love
Lisa.
to travel and love football, traveling for football is a win-win. That's Lisa Shepard right here, diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. We're going to get Lisa on the podcast soon, too, as well. When she checks her messages, we'll get Lisa on the podcast soon. She's busy. Lisa does a lot.
I hear that.
And she also does a lot with Block and Dirty, too, as well. So she said,
it's about that life.
Oh, but she's a diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. I can guarantee you that.
It's about that life. Absolutely.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. T. Will, shout outs for tonight, sir.
Shout out to our guest, Jibri and the Dixon Way. Thank you both. Enjoyed the show, enjoyed the content, enjoyed the fellowship, enjoyed the conversation. Shout out to the fans. You guys are great. You keep us going, you keep us motivated, and appreciate each and every single one of you. And hey, always looking to build our Falcons family as best we can. Thank God for waking me up today. Thank God for continuing to bless my mom. Thank my family. Thank God for my family. Thank God for my life, my job, everything. Thank God for Jack and my brother giving me this opportunity. Mr. Jack, cannot thank you enough, sir. Without you, I would not be here. Concerning the Falcons, I want to give them a shout out, and it goes, if the enemy within is mastered, the external enemy has no chance. Meaning, one band, one sound, one voice, one vision. The media is going to continue to come after you, quite frankly, because they have nothing else to do. You cannot let outside noise distract you. We have a great team. We have a great offense. We have defensive stars. We have a great special teams coach. We can go as far as our bodies, our minds, our hearts, and our thoughts take us. Last statement. We can win as a team, or we can lose it as individuals. It's very important, Falcon fans, that we remain united. We know who the pick is, and whether you agree with it or not, Michael Penix is a Falcon. Kirk Cousin is a Falcon, and I love both of them because it's all about the name on the front. And if we are so blessed and so anointed and chosen to win a Super Bowl this year, is it really going to matter that we took Michael Penix at pick 8? I think I can resoundingly speak for all of you when I say, no, it won't. So again, let's go, guys. Let's focus. Let's get it together. Let's get ready for this season. Mr. Jack, I defer to you.
Hey, that right there. I was getting ready to grab my Bible and just start see who wants in the house getting ready to throw some money in the collection plate. That was great right there, Terry. You want to start doing that every episode because Raheem and Terry F. Baby, Fontenot, they're over there watching. And who knows what player and people from the organizations watching. Like, hey, that was pretty damn good, Terry. First, you guys had a great show, and that's the way you end it. Not only giving your shout outs, but giving some words of wisdom. Larry gave some words of wisdom too as well. Got to give a big shout out to Larry. During his shout out, he went from the shout out to the vision of the Falcons to the Braves vision, back to the Falcons, back to the Dixon way. Like he covers all platforms, right?
I'm here for all of Larry, man. Hey, I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Carlo Wiggins in the chat, he said that New Orleans party was lit as fuck. It's chill, man. I met Carlo in Cincinnati when we threw a party in Cincinnati. And I walked over and Carlo was there and he had his homie with him. And I was like, yeah, we do these parties and all this stuff. And Carlo was like, yeah, bro. Like, this was 2 years ago when we played the Bengals. So Carlo was like, yeah, bro, we rocking with y'all. We like what y'all got going on with the tour. We really appreciate it. We'll see y'all in a couple more games at a couple more away games. I swear every away game I've been to since that Cincinnati game, I've seen Carlo.
That's what's up, Carlo.
It don't matter where. It could be in New Orleans, walking down the street. It could be anywhere. I've seen Carlo. I've seen him. And when we throw the parties, I already know Carlo's going to be in there. He's going to have a drink in his hand too. Because he's out there having a good time. But he's traveling to these away games, man. But our schedule release podcast that's coming up, we're going to have some Falcon fans who travel to away games that's going to be joining us. Some of them that y'all know. Some of them that y'all know very well. And these fans don't care what the schedule is. They don't care who they play. They don't care what the record is. They don't give a shit. They pack their bags and they go to these games. Rido Jr.'s in the chat said, Flip, when you throwing a party in the A? If it's Rise Up Tour, we probably not throwing no parties in the A. I mean, we got our, after our post games that we do. We might do something this year for that Cowboy game and that Steelers game because they hit us up. Some of their fan groups like, let's throw a party. But technically, we do everything on the road, bro. Like, you gotta come on the road, bro. You know what I'm saying? What we did in Arizona last year, Terry, I can keep going about this shit. Like, what we did in Arizona last year, bro, we had over 50 rooms booked at the hotel, which is right outside the State Farm Arena. We had a big ass party right there at Carousel's. Then we had the breakfast tailgate at Salt. It was $20 all you can eat for the breakfast tailgate, courtesy of us. Then the carousel event that we had, I think people just saw countless amounts of bottles being brought out. And then of course we had drink specials and all this shit. Bro, we do this shit. Like we
do. It's what we do.
Man. We love having a good time. We love putting on for the Falcon fans. And like I told y'all, we can just grab our tickets and go in the game. And then go home.
Amen.
And don't do none of this.
Amen.
But no, we have an admin team of over 15 people. We have a good crew. We have a good group of Falcon fans. Every single one of them is diehard Falcon fans. And we asked for them to be a part of our team, to be a part of the membership, what we have going on. Everybody wanted to be a part of it because they see the value in what we're doing. Like, it's a positive group of positive Falcon fans that travel to away games, bro. We created our own chapter. We created something, right?
Mission.
It's a mission.
The mission to spread the Falcon gospel all over the
everywhere,
world,
bro. Like, y'all hear it at the games when y'all be on. Y'all be talking about, oh, we hear y'all on the road. I know y'all hear us on the road because we all sitting together.
There you go.
This ain't this is a group. This wasn't just people just randomly texting each other, man. We put this shit together.
Where did you just come from, Jack?
Oh, Shaq just came from Brazil.
And you got Falcon fans there, right?
Fans in Brazil too. I don't think y'all know that they got Falcon
fans
in Brazil.
There you go. Hey, man, forget being America's team. We're trying to be the world's team.
We're trying to be the world's team right now.
There you go.
And then we might be going to Germany next year or the year after. And if we play in Brazil, you best believe I'm throwing the biggest fucking party ever because you're definitely going to need me. You're going to need me to throw that party, especially in some of those areas that I've been to. You do not want to be over there without armed security. But Falcons fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. At the end of the day, we love y'all. We hope y'all have a great night. We want y'all to go enjoy whatever podcast you want to listen to. Go watch them film, highlight, clean your Falcons jersey, do whatever. I don't care. But at the end of the day, continue to rep this team, continue to rep the organization, and we're going to win. Like Larry said, we're all going to be on Peachtree trying to march into Centennial, trying to get a chance to touch the trophy, right? So it's going to happen, and when it does happen, just remember one time for the fan was always here, right? Terry, I thank you, sir.
I thank you, sir.
I'll see you Friday morning, breakfast with one time for the fan before I go out there and golf.
Yes, sir.
And it's going to be great. And don't forget, for Falcon fans that do want to golf, we're taking golf on the road, baby. So for any game away this year the Falcons are playing, you best believe I'm teeing off in Vegas. I'm teeing off in Minnesota. I'm teeing off in Washington. I'm teeing off in Philly. I'm driving to New Orleans, so I'm teeing off somewhere along the line there. So anybody that plays golf and y'all want to get on some golf games, man, I hope you can drive 280 or better because I ain't sitting around waiting. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Terry, Friday morning, breakfast one time for the fan. I'll see you then, sir.
I will see you then, sir. Can't wait.